Today I'm going to do the My Firsts tag, which is a video where I tell you all of my firsts. The first question is, what was your first tweet? According to this website, my first tweet was 1,558 days ago, and the tweet was Boston. Don't know why. Boston. What was your first YouTube video? My first YouTube video was probably like 6 or 7 years ago. It was a video of me singing a song, and it was up for probably about a day, and I took it down before anyone saw it because I was too embarrassed. But the first YouTube video that's still on YouTube, I think, is me singing Hey There Delilah. So if you want to see that, it's right here. Who was the first person you subscribed to on YouTube? The first person I subscribed to on YouTube was probably Glozell, because I had a big obsession with her My Push-Up Bras to Get My Man Back. I could probably quote the whole thing. Yeah. What was your first Facebook profile picture? This was my first Facebook profile picture. Man. Do you still talk to your first love? No, not really. What was your first alcoholic drink? About that. What was your first job? The first job I had was fixing computers at my old high school. What was your first car? My first car was Joe the Jeep. He was a 93 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It still sort of works. My sister drives it. She's tearing it apart. The window just broke. Got no air conditioning, but I mean, it was a great Jeep. Great Jeep. Who was the first person that texted you today? The first text message I got today was from my sister saying, "Dad is wondering if you got your charger for the computer fixed." Nope. Who was your first grade teacher? My first grade teacher was Mrs. Lind. She still knows who I am, which I think is pretty impressive after 12 years and who knows how many students. Where did you go on your first airplane ride? The first time I rode an airplane, I went to Orlando, Florida with my family, and we went to Disney World. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? My first best friend was probably Matt. He lived right behind my grandma, and my grandma babysat me every day, and so we hung out like every day. And we don't really talk anymore, which is kind of sad, but we're still Facebook friends if that counts. Where was your first sleepover? Where was my first sleepover? I don't know, my friend's house. What was the first thing you did this morning? Well, the first thing I did this morning was turn off my alarm clock. What was the first concert that you went to? Well, the first concert I ever went to was with Matt. We went to Garth Brooks. I mean, I don't like country, and the only thing I remember is that someone spilled beer on me. What was your first broken bone? The first bone I ever broke was my pinky toe. I fell down the stairs and it just kind of whoop, and yeah, I mean, my sister was at the bottom of the stairs laughing at me the whole time, which wasn't very nice. What was the first foreign country that you've been to? Is Canada a foreign country? Yes. The first foreign country that I've ever been to was Canada, if that counts. But besides that, I mean, I've been to Scotland. I went there 2 summers ago, and that was a lot of fun. I went with Spring Awakening, and we went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. What was the first movie that you remember seeing? I don't remember seeing movies. I mean, Lion King. When was your first detention? When was my first detention? What do you mean? I never got detention. I was a good kid. But actually. Who was your first roommate? My first roommate? Stefan. Freshman year, didn't go so well. What was the first sport that you were involved in? The first sport I was involved in, I don't know, probably t-ball. Yep, I'm not very athletic, so that was a treat to watch. I usually just played in the grass or played in the sand, you know. What is the first thing you do when you get home? The first thing I do when I get home, take a shit. Last question. When was your first kiss? My first kiss was with my girlfriend at the time. It was probably like 7th grade. It was her and I on the couch watching TV. And her friend was there too, and she's like, "You two should kiss." And we were like, She's like, "Kiss, kiss, kiss." And then we kissed, and that was it. I mean, it was just like but first kiss. And yeah, that was my first tag. If any of you want to do this tag, I'll put the questions below. Feel free to post this as a video response, and I'd love to see it. And with that, you'll see me next week. Peace out. My firsts tag. Firsts. My firsts tag. Where I tell you all of my firsts. 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 Where I tell you all of my firsts.